Hello, this is an exciting game played on one handicap against a 3 down on Fox. That black won by resignation, killing a big group in the top, but the bottom group shouldn't die actually for black. So interesting trades. Let's see the life and death situations. Perel Fuseki, near and safe for white. Black approaches from the outside. This is fine. Well, it's always a discussion here whether to attack from the left, where black had the Komoko in the top left corner, or from the right, coming from the start point in the top right. But I guess it's a matter of style. You can also play the inside approach both ways, or of course, either Sansan. So these are the options if black wants to attack one of the corners, but black can simply just make a Shimari in the top left, or make a combination of corner approach and then go back to enclose the top left. Anyway, nothing wrong with this r6. So white plays a low one space pincer, and then black immediately double Kakari high. I noticed that black is fond of playing this double Kakari high, but actually in this case it's still a little better to play the o3 move, because white has a stone at d4. So let's see how the fight develop. White played the attach, and now black contacts in the corner. Usually black has to play the Hane first. This exchange is important when you play the second Kakari on the 4th line, and then contact in the corner at q3. Now white is forced to capture r5, and then black has to go down to finish up the Joseki. And this is a basic pattern, but having the stone at d4, white will always approach m3 in center next. But now you have the timing to go down Atari and then double up like this or like this to prevent being cut at p3. I mean, if black plays away now, white wants to cut here, and when you cut like this, you would just connect under and the corner is in trouble. And if you want to connect with this kind of clamp move, white can separate first. Then when you go down, he connects here, and when you cut, he links to m3. That's why m3 it's a Kikashi, so black has to respond somehow, like this or like this. Therefore, it's not so interesting to play o4 in this case. You can start with o3, and if you have the same variation, usually when you play the double Kakari low, you can choose whether to Hane and then Tsuke and take the Sansan, but now you don't care when your opponent comes m3, or you go Sansan directly. And when white plays here, you connect, and this gives you the Agi to come out at r7 and connect underneath. So with the low double approach, it's okay to play either Hane at q7 or go directly in the corner. But with the high approach, usually you want to play the Hane exchange and then contact in the corner. Now the reason is, if white blocks here, then you go out with Atari, Atari again, and this is a disaster variation for white. Difficult to choose what to play here, because in either case, white is in big trouble in the corner and also on the outside. I mean, black got a tremendous wall. When white lives in the corner, black can come out here. If white defends here, black has some problems. White has some problems in the corner. So this would be terrible for white. That's why once you have the attach, the Hane exchange, this 1-2, let's mark it with some triangles, then it's easy to play the q3 in the corner, because this will always force white to catch the stone on the side, and then you go inside the corner with the Sansan. So that's the proper follow-up. Now white can resist with the block, and things can change a little bit. If you Hane now, he's not going to cut. He will just go out, then you connect, and this way white can go for a trade. It's true that white hurts himself on the right side. This r8 looks bad, like a peep at the cutting point, but so are the bottom stones for black. So overall, this trade is acceptable for both. Black cross cut, but this variation is actually still good for white. It's just that white didn't follow through. So this is all forced. Black has to capture this stone. Otherwise, if black plays here, Atari, white will capture, and then there is still Agi in the corner. So this way, black is going to be less in the corner than expected. But now, white can actually cut right away or go down and then cut. When white goes down, and black turns here, I mean blocks the bottom, white will capture the cornerstones. Therefore, black has to block S2. Now, white can sacrifice 2 stones and come out. Then the other 2 stones are floating. And in this case, black builds a smaller corner, and actually black got punished for the overplay. But white didn't punish right away. Another option for white is to play Atari first, then Atari again, because it's very difficult at this stage of the game to fight this ko. So black needs to protect, and then simply push out. Because this way, black is not completely alive in the corner. So black needs to hane here and keep fighting a little bit, but it doesn't work to double hane or Atari and Atari. Black either connects or nobi. If black plays a double hane, white will Atari here and capture these guys. Now, black has to live in the corner like this, and again, the outside stones are in trouble. It's very painful to connect underneath this way. Too much thickness for white towards the middle. So there were 2 ways for white to punish here. Either go down, sacrifice the 2 stones and come out, or play Atari. If black goes down, it's the same thing. White doesn't have to play R2. Just push here, Incente, and come out. So like this, white is actually saving points instead of losing 1 more stone. But it's a very slight difference. So anyway, back to this. Going for Tsuke and crosscut wasn't the best option here for black. And normally if you pull back, white will play here, then you need to extend on the bottom, and white is happy with the corner. So remember the combination to hane, block, and then attach in the corner. Okay, so white wants to develop the right side. This is also a nice idea because he's got RA thickness. Then jump out. Well, on the right side, it's good enough to play Q11, but white can play E17 already, or come back and fight on the bottom. Anyway, this is another good move to enclose the right side. Well, white is really trying a big moya on the right, but now black can play Kosumitsuke to see whether white goes down or hane or defend like this even, but usually white will descend here. If white doesn't, let's say he plays here, you immediately hane and the moya will disappear. So it's gonna be very small right now, and it's good center reducing, so white will usually go down. And it's actually good for black because the corner it's much stronger after you play the exchange. And also you should think about shoulder hit and jump out to reduce the right side immediately, otherwise it can become too large. F3 is good, pretty big. Pincer, so double approach high again. I see this became a trend in the recent games, and actually in this case it's good because it's double up by C16. So when white plays here, hane, cut, attach, block, take the corner, and you actually expand higher on the left side, because when white comes inside, you play Kosumi, he needs a base, and then you can play this kind of move. So it's going up and down, which is fine. In this case it works okay. White's approach here is actually, it's an attempt to use P3, but he's allowing the triple approach. That's not good. So I should always attach here, or well, sometimes the other attach, it's also very trendy, but in this case it will be a trade Joseki like this. Yeah, usually the F4 move. So this is not so amazing for white because black got the triple approach, so now D4 is suffering. It's just that at this stage white can use this move, forget about the corner for now, go down and come out. These guys in the middle are floating, and once you start running here, white can build very nice the right side in the process while attacking. But now white wants to keep the corner safe. Black protects. This is very good because no more Aji in the corner with P3 and so on, and the 2 stones are kind of thin, so white still needs to do something. Ooh, that was a bit too much. Normally white should jump here, you protect, and then he protects the corner this way, because these guys in the middle are still kind of floating. The shapes are not so good for white here. He created an empty triangle, this one, quite heavy, and now even if he cuts, it feels good for black to turn and trade. Yeah, very good to capture this stone because now L3 is weak, and the 2 stones on the left side, they can still run out. So white escapes, black took a Shimari. In fact, black can just extend here, 2 space jump to stay safe. And on the bottom, it's interesting to play this schema and separate white. White needs to jump along and then extend on the left side. Now it feels a little more urgent to make a base on the left than to go for the Shimari in the top. Shimari is big, but when you're a little bit in trouble, you better fix what's urgent. And urgent moves are always bigger than the big moves. Ooh, why shouldn't come inside right away? More interesting to attack these guys on the left side. This gives black a very strong position in the top left. And actually here it's slightly better to block, because white will struggle to leave in the corner. Let's say something like this happens. It's not even easy to leave, in fact. Because if white goes down, Hane block connect, and it doesn't matter if he pushes and cuts here, the corner it's already surrounded and killed. So this can be a problem for white, in fact. Like this, white can come out. Black protects the corner, white extends again. And now extend on the left side. Yeah, it's very good to extend from the wall. Maybe in this case I would go high, but it's a really slight difference. Yeah, it was pretty big to play c17. But what if white just comes in? Can black kill the top? Not really. White can leave. And then you still gotta use the wall somehow. So black at the extension, this is big. White comes in. In order to sacrifice these guys, it's more interesting to attach. And probably you don't even need to sacrifice. I mean, if he cuts, you cut. If Atari, you go out. He connects, you connect. He needs to link under, and then you capture this stone. Yeah, so it's better to attach. More pressure on that stone. If white pulls back, you pull back also. He needs to connect, and you leave it like this. And play another big point. It's okay here, or come out between the stones. This is also interesting to see whether he goes left or right. Because if he goes to the right, you Hane, and those stones in the corner die. He cannot cut. And if he goes to the left, then he's very low. So you can put some pressure like this. And then jump in the middle to increase the box on the left side. So this move lets white a bit loose. Attach is slightly better. If he comes here, you play this one. If Hane, you can no be. You don't go double Hane here, because you will be happy to sacrifice 2 stones and just get inside the moil. But it's okay to attach. Obviously, it will put more pressure. Now, white captured those 2 stones on a pretty large scale. This push is probably not the best way to attack. Still, Kosumitsuke looks more stylish. This is good. White should actually jump out. He's in trouble in the top. And now, he doesn't have time to protect the 2 stones. He needs to jump again. If black plays here, he can bump on this move, make a tiger mouth, and just go out. 2 stones are not important. It's just a capture of 5-6 points there. So once he connects here, he's in trouble. Because yeah, the cap is coming. Very good. So black will build while attacking. This is nice. Keep coming out. Build a lot on the left side. It's actually good timing now to play Atari first. He will connect, and then the end game is different on the left side. Now Hane, Atari connect, extend, Atari from behind. Then this move becomes Sente. So in the end, the 2 stones on the left side are not such a big capture. So Hane, that's fine. Double Hane, Atari and extend. This is good. I would Atari from behind once, because white can always push here in Sente. I think white will connect or capture right away, one or the other. And then surround the top group. So go for the kill in the top, that's a good idea. And here, the game could finish rather early. Whoa. Yeah. I think white needs to make eyes like this. So pock. Yeah, these are the 2 eyes. You messed up. So now black pushes through. Now the way to leave is just connect here. For example, if black cuts, those are only 4 stones. If black plays this move, white is already alive. So white can make 2 eyes. This was dangerous. So normally black captures a stone, Atari and take. And then white connects. I mean to create an eye, otherwise it becomes false. And then black can play this move, or black can Hane first and then remove the second eye. So this is a dead group. Life and death is actually quite easy here. Now, the way black played, it's also okay, because if white connects, which happened in the game, you can just play e19 and the group is dead again. So when he plays down here, you push. Oh, wait. Am I missing something? Ah, yeah. Not so easy. So it's not dead right away. Tuck, tuck. Yeah, this is Seki. Okay. My bad. So yeah, the way to kill it is capture the stone. So when he goes down, force the eye. When he takes the second eye, then this and this. Yeah. Slight mistake here. I mean, well, it would make a huge difference just to kill the top. But later on, it's going to die because black plays 2 moves. This is a little bit greedy. Normally, white should play a Kosumi here to see how black will leave. And the right side, in order to increase, is just enough to play Q11. This one leaves a little bit of Agi. And every time you want to go for more, you can get less, so not so amazing. Yeah, so black gets to come inside a little bit. And now this bottom group seems dangerous for white. This is good. Fine to play that in center. Ooh. That's big too, but reducing the left side was nice. Clamp, very good. Connect underneath. Push once. You can even turn, because that block is center for white. So when you turn, white has to cut and then Atari. And now white will connect. Because on this move, white can play here. You capture 1 stone, he blocks, but then you gotta come back and defend the 2 stones. Well, maybe not right now, but still. This is good to rescue the bottom stones. And later, this group still died. Let's see here. How about push and cut? Let's see what happens. Nothing. Black doesn't lose any points and actually kills more stones on the bottom. So there is more territory here. Therefore, this block was unnecessary. In fact, when black played the peep, white was supposed to protect. Then black might play this one, white blocks, and now black just plays here to stay alive, or this move. This is very similar to what happened in the game. But now it's enough space on the bottom to leave. So just push through. If white plays here, you connect. If white plays here, you connect again. And even if you lose 3 stones, let's say you're not aware of the life and death situation and you just play here or you play away and he captures a few stones in the middle, it's still better than losing the whole group. So this happened. Connect that guy. That was a bit risky. Oh, but also somewhat center. Okay, in that case it's good. This is fine. The way to block in the top, it's actually Q17. Because if he plays Hane, you block, and later on the shape is much more stronger. And if he doesn't play anything, the follow-up is like this. Hane, Atari, and later when you connect, you have the Hane in the corner, so there are more points. This way, white can push, turn, and also threaten the cut at P16. So there are more points for white in the corner with the push and the block. So now let's see how black could leave. Well, this can be a ko. I mean, if black plays here, white captures here, black needs to capture the 2 stones, white cuts, and now it's a ko, but it's a ko only for the tail. Most of the group will already leave. Now it can be a ko on the whole thing. And it's better to go up because you make more eye space. I mean, if white turns here, you block. If he captures here, you play here. If he plays Atari, you take 3 stones. Already the bottom group lived. And now you just fight the ko to keep the tail connected. This way it can be a little more tricky. And now you should take away the liberties like this. Because when white Hane to reduce the space, you play this Atari. When he pushes through, he needs to play here. Otherwise, if he plays other moves, you just go down and you make the second die. So when he plays here, you capture 3 stones. And this is Miai, because when he kills the eye, you take the one on the side. When he plays Hane, you take the eyes inside. So normally, take away liberties. And now it became a little dangerous. Now you can play Atari on 3 stones. It will live. Because when he goes Atari here, you capture 3 stones and it's already alive. And when he cuts, you fight this. You don't have to go down and fight this ko. I mean, Atari here, he might cut just to play this ko. And yeah, if he connects, you connect. If he Hane, you don't have to worry. You just take 3 stones. When he pushes here, you can play away. And only when he plays here, you gotta play inside. Yeah, incredible how this group died. So now it's a huge call. And he didn't care about that code threat. So now the biggest code threat for black, it's actually trying to kill the top. It's a much bigger dragon. But that group died anyway. Impressive. Oh, I realize that group is in trouble when you play here though. Because if white plays this move, you can play the vital point. And if white goes here, you go down. And if white goes here, you push through. And you kill this anyway. So that group could die all along. Yeah, so there's a little catch here, which is fine. White could play Hane and connect in Sente. But still, I mean, white killed so many stones on the bottom just for 5 stones. It was a good trade for white here. Oh no. White needs to block, connect, and defend. White hits a 3 down on Fox, so he should know this, I don't know, double digit Q tactics to block on the first line. So let's see how the top died. Yeah, vital point, very good. Then push. Yeah, there's nothing white can do. If white plays here, it's true. So he's dead. Dead for free. Good. Very nice to block on the outside. You can play Atari first. And after white comes here, you capture the 2 stones. Because when white plays this move, you capture this guy and nothing happens. This one, white can steal Atari from the outside and hope to escape. But unfortunately, not enough space. Yeah, it's good to connect solid. There are 2 eyes there already. Oh, nice catch. So in fact, black could kill the group in the top all along, and black shouldn't give the group on the bottom, and then win the game much bigger and much earlier. Anyway, impressive victory, especially that it's against a 3 dan, so it's time to rank up a little bit. Enjoy the review.